Los Angeles is a city where stars cast imposing shadows. And in the first game of the finals, one star shined brighter than all. James Worthy had center stage to himself, and his breathtaking performance deserved rave reviews. He sparked the Lakers to a resounding triumph and had this city talking sweep. Tonight, it will be the stars in green who must rewrite the script, even things up, and cast an entirely new shadow before the series shifts back to Boston. The defending champions have confronted adversity all throughout the playoffs. And needing a win in Game 2, Boston will have to play especially tall. And here in Los Angeles this evening, all roads lead to the Forum. It is the hottest ticket in sports. The Forum, what serves as a model. Where did it come from? Well, 80 A.D. over in Rome. The original Colosseum was built. Then 1,886 years later, they broke ground on an old golf course here in Inglewood, California. And a year later, they played a National Hockey League match here, and the Forum was born. It was inspired. In fact, the man who drove it to completion with his cash and his will was Jack Kent Cooke, and then he would later sell it to a cowboy out of Wyoming for $67.5 million. Dr. Jerry Buss now trying to close in on another NBA championship. So we welcome you inside the fabulous Forum, as they have always called it here in Southern California, as CBS Sports continues its coverage of the 1987 NBA Finals. This is round 2. The imposing Los Angeles Lakers will try to make it 2 in a row tonight against the defending NBA champion, Boston Celtics. Good evening, everybody, and welcome. I'm Brent Musburger. You know, ordinarily, you would say in Game 2, the team that was beaten badly in Game 1 will close in by sheer force and will and make a contest. But things may have grown even worse for the Boston Celtics in the injury category. Kevin McHale, who has been playing on heart with a fractured foot throughout much of the playoffs, has learned that perhaps the injury is growing even worse. In fact, the leader of the Boston Celtics had this to say about Kevin McHale, and he meant it seriously. Go on home, I wouldn't chance it. He gave us everything he can. That's why we're here. But if you start jeopardizing your future, it ain't worth it. Short time ago, my colleague Dick Stockton had an opportunity to talk to Kevin, and he asked him if he can do anything right now to help the foot.
You know, I don't think I can do anything more to the foot than it's already been done. The damage has been done in there. Now it's a matter of just waiting till the end of the series, and then going in there and probably having an operation and a screw put in there to bring the bone back together. So I'm not concerned really about hurting it anymore. I don't think I can do any more damage to it. And as far as effectiveness, you got to play with what you got, and I'm going to go out there and play.
So injuries continue to be a big problem plaguing the Celtics. Larry Bird was out early, practicing as he always does on game day. Dick, you had an opportunity to speak to him. What about Larry? What were his thoughts?
Well, Brent, Larry Bird, who had an opinion on Kevin McHale, also had an opinion on the Celtics. He says, we have to come out differently tonight. We've got to not be timid as we were in Game 1. We've got to be aggressive. We have to bang the boards. We have to be a lot more physical. And the Celtics basically have to rebound a lot better. Robert Parrish and Kevin McHale had a combined 9 rebounds in the first game, and that was the lowest output by that tandem this year. My partner, of course, is Tom Heinsohn. Tommy, basically the Celtics won this year and have to win tonight if they can with intelligence.
Dick, it must be a paramount intelligent ball game. They cannot take any quick shots, particularly in the first quarter. Only layups. They've got to work the clock down to under 10 seconds before they take the shot in order to try and destroy the rhythm of the pace of the game.
Tommy, specifically on the court, what do the Celtics have to do to try to derail the Lakers?
Well, the Laker fast break has simply been awesome. And what you've got to do is a couple of things to slow the ball game down a little bit. First of all, off a missed shot, Boston must get all over the rebounder and make it tougher for LA to make the outlet pass. The Celtics must then step up and challenge the outlet and slow their ball handlers down. This will give Boston's bigger, slower players time to retreat down the floor and pick up the Laker wingmen. All in all, it's delay, delay, delay.
And Tommy, a lot of people think that was the whole game for the Lakers, the fast break, but they had another important element as well.
If anybody thought that, they're wrong, because the Lakers played outstanding defense against the power of the Boston Celtics, the inside game. They made them hurt in that department.
All right, so the Celtics, who have lost 5 straight games on the road in the playoffs, face a big hurdle, Brent, because no one has been successful in this building.
Yeah, exactly, Dick. The other side of that stat is the Lakers are unbeaten here in the Forum at home this year. So it is a tough road ahead for the Boston Celtics. But one thing to keep in mind, as the championship series now is played, the next 3 games after this one will be back in the Boston Garden. That's the positive side. We'll be back with Game 2 in a moment.
CBS Sports coverage of the 1987 NBA Finals is sponsored by Miller High Life. Miller made the American way since 1855. Nissan, who invites you to test drive a hot new Nissan car or truck and see why Nissan makes you feel like driving. And by Apple Computer, makers of the new Macintosh SE and Macintosh 2 family of personal computers.
At the Forum, let's quickly take a look at the starting lineups tonight, and it's Parrish, Bird, McHale up front for the Celtics, Danny Ainge and Dennis Johnson, who didn't get much shooting time in game number 1. Casey Jones, who's now 6-8 against the Lakers' lifetime in the playoffs. Worthy, AC Green, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, and Byron Scott make up the Lakers starting lineup, and Pat Riley, who's been to the finals in 4 of his 5 years in LA. Jack Madden and Ed Rush are the officials, and Hugh Evans, who worked the game 1 on Tuesday, is the alternate. Underway, the Celtics in green, the Lakers in gold, and it's the Lakers with the ball. They started out with a 9-0 lead in game 1 Tuesday night.
Dick, they start out immediately trying to pace the game. No getting into it easy. They're going to get into it as fast as they can.
And illegal defense called. 13 seconds into the game against the Boston Celtics. Second time will be a technical foul. That was just a warning. So the matchups. Dennis Johnson is on Magic Johnson. It was Ainge on Magic in game 1. So the Celtics have made a switch there. But they haven't really done anything right now holding off the Lakers' offensive rebounding. And Byron Scott gives them the lead.
Boy, for a guard to get an offensive rebound, that's not a good sign.
Because Byron Scott has that trait that people talk about, rebounding. Kevin McHale from the corner, and we're all tied. So the Celtics already are doing better than they did in early moments of game 1. McHale is guarding Worthy. That was the matchup in 1. Misses Parrish the rebound.
Celtics need not take quick shots like this. If it goes in, wonderful. Casey Jones really wants them to take nothing but good shots. And layups preferably.
And for the first time in the series, the Celtics have taken a lead. They were never ahead Tuesday night. Kareem, good move inside against Parrish.
He, over the years, has become the total wily offensive low post player.
Conversely, Magic Johnson is guarding Dennis Johnson. Scott is on Ainge. Worthy is on Bird. McHale gets the foul and will go to the line. Kevin McHale had only 5 rebounds. He was outplayed by Worthy, if you want to look at that as a matchup. And for only the 3rd time in the playoffs, was in for less than 30 minutes.
This series is going to be long 100-yard or 90-foot dashes for Kevin McHale, and he is not a fast man to begin with. And with that soft foot, it's extra pressure on him. And at the tail end of the season, it's even worse.
We have a minute and a half gone by, opening period, and the Celtics are leading by 2. Now Dennis Johnson has switched to Byron Scott. Ainge was on Magic. Worthy, brilliant game 1, misses his first shot, and here's Dennis Johnson. Danny Ainge. And there is a foul against the Lakers inside. And Tommy, the Celtics don't want to get into a track meet with the Lakers, but they want to run a little bit more than they did because the Lakers knew they weren't going to run and could hang around the offensive glass in game 1.
That's Casey Jones's dilemma. If you run, you might get caught up in the rhythm of the Lakers, but you still got to get some easy baskets yourself. You can't keep playing half court all night.
Magic Johnson picked up his first foul. McHale, good position in the low post, and they're going to McHale early, and the Celtics lead by 4.
And that's something that did not happen in game 1.
AC Green on the fast break.
AC Green has been sensational in the playoffs and all season long, as a matter of fact, getting up the court before the other power forward.
Larry Bird hits his first shot. He has been averaging 35 points a game in his last 4 playoff encounters. He had 32 to lead Boston Tuesday. Magic Johnson short with that, and Parrish gets the outlet to Bird. The Celtics have a 2-on-1, and it's stolen by Magic Johnson on the return pass. Crowd loved that move. Inside, posting up, Magic gets an easy basket against Dennis Johnson.
Celtics did not jump at him with anybody but Dennis Johnson, and he was totally under control with the left hand.
Kevin McHale has 6 of the Celtics' 10 points. 7 on the shot clock. Dennis Johnson misses. Parrish gets the offensive rebound and counters. So looks like the Celtic guards, when they're open, are going to shoot tonight.
Now, this is shaping up like the tortoise and the hare. And the hare now looks to me like they might have been lulled a little bit to take a nap after that easy win they had the other night.
And they're going to call the foul against the Lakers inside. Byron Scott. And for Scott, his first foul.
The intensity level much more increased by the Celtics, a little bit less by the Lakers.
Celtics are coming out with a bit more zest than they showed early in game 1. Good pass, Parrish to Dennis Johnson. And the Celtics have hit 6 of their first 7 shots. Game 1, they missed their first 5.
And the Celtics have been very good at delaying the outlet, even on the inbound play.
Look at Magic slapping away at Danny Ainge. And blocking foul called against Ainge. And Jack Madden very close to giving Ainge a technical foul.
It's a tremendous challenge for a guard to play a bigger man like Magic. I think there it was Danny kind of hooking Magic, but he is not apparently going to get any help. He may have to play him one-on-one all night in that low post.
Scott gets it back into Magic Johnson. James Worthy against Parrish. And Kareem tries to tip it in. And off the rim. Celtic foul. Well, Tommy, they're unquestionably double-teaming James Worthy a lot more than they did in the first game.
They're moving their feet better, the Celtics, and getting to that double team a little bit quicker. They were so flat-footed in game 1, the Celtics, it was incredible. I thought that not only their heads weren't here, but their feet weren't here.
Robert Parrish committed the foul on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who gained a lot of weight, actually 13 pounds in the offseason. He used a weighted jump rope in an effort to handle some of the bigger people. That's after he faced the likes of Akeem Olajuwon last year in the playoffs.
So far, this first quarter is exactly the way the Celtics would like the game to be paced.
Celtics by 4. The only Laker lead was the first basket of the game. And traveling called against Parrish. The report on Parrish, you know, he was really hampered by that sprained ankle. He's better than he has been in quite a while. That's what the Celtic team doctor Tom Silva said. Green, blocked by Parrish. Great block by Robert Parrish. Trailing is Dennis Johnson. Celtics hope to get a mismatch, even if they push it up to that degree. Bird misses. Parrish will go to the line and shoot a pair.
What an offensive rebound that time by Robert Parrish. He slipped in right inside Kareem. That was just absolutely sensational. Kareem did not put a body on him, something that they had not done in game 1. Here's the shot block against AC Green, and that sprained ankle is showing it's not bothering him at all.
Foul is on Kareem, his first. And the chief, Robert Parrish. He likes horror films, Tommy, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he watched game 1 twice. That's not bad. That was a real horror film.
Parrish already has 4 rebounds, and that equals the number he collected in game 1. Celtics by 5, 7:15 remaining. First period. There goes Worthy. James Worthy. Dennis Johnson comes back. Parrish doing a terrific job off the offensive glass. And Robert Parrish now with 5 points. McHale has 6. Those two going to work for the Celtics. Magic misses. There's Worthy with the offensive rebound.
He has been something to behold in game 1, and here in this first quarter too. He is really hustling James Worthy.
Worthy been the Lakers' leading scorer 6 games in a row. Someone missed a switch, and Larry Bird gets his second hoop. 6.5 to play, opening period. Different complexion in game one so far. Worthy, impossible to stop that swoop as he goes around McHale.
You got to try and keep some distance between yourself and him to negate his speed advantage. Kevin McHale can't do it.
Trying for the steal is Worthy. Last touched by James. And a timeout called by the Lakers, who trail the Celtics by 3. Of the country, and standing atop the hill in game number 1 of this series was James Worthy, who really has emerged as perhaps a superstar now, Tommy.
Boy, and doesn't he use his speed on the fast break by quickness in the half-court offense? That rebound, and now he quickly turns, and the leaping ability. He now knows how to use all those physical tools. This is a real beautiful move. That leaping ability way over the top of Kevin McHale.
He missed a triple-double. It would have been his first career triple-double by 1 rebound. And he had a career high with 10 assists. And tonight, after a slow start, he missed his first 3 shots, has hit his last 3 to bring the Lakers to within a trio of the Celtics. 6:13 remaining in the first period.
The Celtics low post people are getting better position down there than they did in game 1.
AC Green playing the middle, sloughing off on Parrish. McHale's fall away, and the rebound by Byron Scott.
They changed the matchup, the Lakers, on McHale. They put Kareem on him and Green on Parrish.
Byron Scott, who got the rebound, hits the basket, and it's a 1-point game.
He's a guy you better go out and get on that fast break. Byron Scott, or he'll burn you.
McHale sets a pick for Danny Ainge, who hit 3 3-pointers. This was not a 3-point shot, and it's 21-18. Lakers come right back, and just like game 1, after the Celtics scored, they didn't have much time to enjoy the hoop.
And Danny Ainge was pleading with Jack Madden about the 3-point. He let Scott get by him.
Scott with 6 points, turnover by Ainge, and here come the Lakers 4-on-2. And Scott foul, and that's the 3rd team foul by the Celtics in this first period.
They have got great hands, the Lakers. Look at the man just step in there, Magic Johnson, and make the strip off of Danny Ainge. And did they turn that into a quick attack?
Robert Parrish picks up his 2nd personal foul, and that'll put some pressure on Casey Jones. He's got Greg Kite, who only came in toward the end of the game, and Bill Walton, who was his first sub off the bench and played 6 minutes Tuesday night. Byron Scott had those numbers against Danny Ainge, and of course he showed the quality people don't talk about with 5 rebounds. He can get up there.
And he got one good offensive rebound and the hoop when they needed it in the start of this game, just to get them off the mark.
So the Lakers lead 22-21, their first lead since the opening hoop of the game.
But the pace, very much the Celtics style.
Parrish working in against AC Green, gets another offensive rebound. Almost got tied up, and tremendous aggressiveness for Parrish.
They're working AC Green, the Celtics. Whoever he's guarding is going to get the ball.
Ainge picks up Scott, who is ready to shoot. So the Celtics lead by 1 with 4:35 remaining in the first. We talk about Larry Bird with the left-handed shot. How about that hook shot by Magic Johnson?
What a problem. Do you double him or do you play him one-on-one? I don't know.
Parrish, high arcing shot by Robert Parrish. He had 13 of his 18 points in the first half. He has 9 so far in this game. Trying to get Parrish to commit his 3rd foul. Kareem gets 2 points instead.
Parrish is playing him to the middle, and Kareem very alert to that situation, using a drop step effectively.
Michael Cooper will get set to come into the ball game. Bird going strong to the hoop, short, and Kareem gets it over Parrish. Magic strong to the hoop. Worthy has his shot blocked by Dennis Johnson. A sensational defensive play. McHale to Parrish, and Scott prevented a basket there, and the crowd enjoys Laker hustle.
Two great defensive plays, Dick.
Kurt Rambis and Michael Cooper have checked in for the Lakers, and Magic Johnson and AC Green get a rest. Celtics still going with their starting 5, and Dennis Johnson is pushed. That'll be the 4th team foul against the Lakers. The Celtics have 3 fouls, and that's Kurt Rambis's first. He got into foul trouble early coming off the bench in game 1.
Well, he's going to be a little physical, a banger. They moved him to guard Robert Parrish.
Dennis Johnson left open hits. 27-26 the Celtics. We've had 7 lead changes already. Still 3:15 to go in the first period. Cooper hits the 3. Wide open.
That makes you want to not double James Worthy when you leave Cooper wide open and he hits 3-pointers.
He had more 3-point shots than 8 NBA clubs this year. You can't leave him wide open out there. Cooper saves it, just under 3 minutes to go, and the Lakers leading 29-27. Celtics have had the edge most of this first period. Bird on Cooper. Worthy comes out. Scott puts a fake on Dennis Johnson. Byron Scott red hot with 10 points, 4 for 4 from the field.
When he starts feeling it from the outside, you can't stop him.
And Rambis trying to reach in against Parrish. Let's see who gets called for that personal foul. In any event, it'll be the 5th team foul against the Lakers, and the Celtics will go to the line and shoot. It is Rambis' second. 5-4. Right now, let's go to Pat O'Brien, who actually, Tommy, is outside the Forum. Is that right, Pat?
That's right, Dick. Kind of a change of pace. You know, we always talk about late arriving fans in Los Angeles. These are late arriving fans. It's 6:27 here. I guess the freeways must be jammed up. I ran into Sam Davis here. Sam, what's your dilemma out here?
My dilemma is that the man that has my ticket, my best friend, isn't here. Now, I don't know whether that's going to end the friendship or not.
Will he still be your best friend if he doesn't get here?
I think so, but I'm going to give him a little more time.
You might say only in L.A., but this thing probably happens a lot. The Lakers are up by 4, by the way. Hope you get your seats. Let's go back to Dick.
Pat, give him your credential. Let him come in. Tommy, so far Pat Riley has gone to his bench and Casey Jones has not. What does that mean?
He's hoping to really, at this point, crack perhaps some tired big men of the Celtics. You do that in the tail end of each quarter. Perhaps you have a fatigue advantage. So Cooper is in there right now to push the ball hard at the defense and hopes that Rambis can tire both Parrish or McHale out.
Parrish makes 1 out of 2, and it's 31-28 Lakers. Michael Cooper, great 3-point shooter. Give you whatever you need. Defense. There's an alley-oop to Kareem. Did it the hard way. Bounced it in.
I don't think there's too many alley-oops left in Kareem.
And we're getting down to the 2-minute mark in this first period. Worthy is trying to deny Larry Bird. Lakers felt they could play better defense in this game by not letting Bird have so many possessions. They didn't do well on that one as Bird with a drive fed Parrish, and Robert Parrish has 12 points.
Well, and the Lakers played that pretty well. There was only a little bit of room to slide that ball through, but Bird found it.
The Celtics shot 54%, and the Lakers feel they can do better. Byron Scott hot in this period, misses, and Parrish gets it out to Bird.
Parrish has been immense in the rebound department in this first quarter.
And a foul. Larry Bird is fouled. Parrish, by the way, 7 rebounds, Tommy.
Here's that play. Bird comes off the pick, and Rambis makes a good adjustment, and Worthy just a half a step late. There was just a little sliver of daylight to slide that ball through, but Larry Bird made it happen.
First substitution for the Celtics is guard Jerry Seasting. Hasn't been able to get his shot off. The personal was on Worthy, number 1. Dennis Johnson getting a breather. And Magic Johnson back in, and Michael Thompson comes in with him, and Kareem sits down.
Little chess job going on right now, so Magic Johnson will have to be played by Danny Ainge. Seasting will have to take a much bigger Michael Cooper.
With Seasting against the Lakers, that's a defensive liability for the Celtics in this kind of a matchup.
Cooper can play that forward spot and is not afraid to take Seasting on the boards either.
1:15 remaining in the first period. McHale on Worthy. Ainge looking to double. And there's Cooper for 3. Hits again. Cooper 2 for 2 from 3-point.
He's so easy to find because he stands out above the three-point area. He's an easy target for any penetrator.
Under a minute to play in the first period and 14 on the shot clock for Boston. Magic is guarding the middle. He's not worried so much about C-Stick. Gets to him in a hurry. 1 second on the clock, and Danny Ainge hits. You talked about using the clock at the top of the show, and the Celtics did it there.
Right down to 1 second. The more of those, you know, you have to be pretty lucky to score in 1 second, but they're controlling the clock beautifully so far.
Magic nearly traveled. Not quite. Barrage is out on top on him. Magic drives on him, and Bird gets the rebound. And the Celtics playing for the last shot of the period and trying to tie this game. Bird blocked. At the other end, Magic. Magic Johnson. And Parrish fires it up at the buzzer. And the Celtics don't tie, and the Lakers get 2 more. That's the end of the first period with the score. The Lakers 38, the Celtics 34. And we'll return to the Forum in Inglewood after this word from your local station.
CBS Sports coverage of the 1987 NBA Finals is sponsored by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? The Coca-Cola Company and your local Coca-Cola bottler. Reebok, because life is not a spectator sport. And by Quaker State Motor Oil. When car-carrying people reach for the best, they reach for Quaker State Motor Oil.
Start of the second period here at the Forum in Inglewood. The Lakers 38, the Celtics 34. As we continue our coverage of the 1987 NBA Finals. And thus far, the story of this game. LA continuing to run as they did in game 1. Robert Parrish having a fine first period for the Celtics, and the shooting percentages. Tommy, I don't know whose side the pace favors so far, but the game score may be too high for the Celtic taste as Bill Walton comes into the ball game. Walton played 6 minutes in the first game.
And very concerned, I think. He was a little bit upset that he felt people in Boston were taking him as a malingerer. He wants to really help this team, and he was very upset at practice yesterday.
Darren Day is also into the ball game, so Casey Jones going to his bench. Sam Vincent also in. So Larry Bird is the only member of the starting 5 still in there for the Celtics. And Bird is fouled and will go to the line and shoot. Tommy, the 38 points by the Lakers is more than they scored in the first period of game 1.
But Boston was able to slow them down and not get so many layups. And Boston ran their offense much more effectively than they did in game 1.
You don't think the scoring so far is too high, that it's a Laker kind of game?
No, I think it's the pace of the game. Boston has slowed it down. They have run the ball themselves and gotten some good advantage opportunities when they push the ball hard.
That foul was on Michael Thompson. Sam Vincent is guarding Magic Johnson. The Michigan guys in there, and Magic nearly got the shot up and the three-point possibility. He'll shoot 2 at the line.
Just the fact that Magic Johnson is so much bigger than Sam Vincent. I think it was Cooper who made the pass. But he's going to see delay, and Sam Vincent making him work the ball up the court. That's not really a tactic to tire Magic out. That's just to make the Lakers slow down in their minds.
Sam Vincent. And Vincent and Magic Johnson both attended Michigan State. Magic got a national title out of it. Bird against Michael Thompson. Knocked away. The Celtics still have it. 12 seconds on the clock.
LA is so capable of exploding for 10, 12 points before Casey could get off the bench.
Vincent, good penetrator. Walton. Now Day, 3 seconds, stepped on the line. Good penetration by Vincent. But Walton couldn't handle it.
Well, I'm surprised he's able to walk up and down. He has hardly worked out in 2 months. And his reflexes have to be completely shot.
5 turnovers by Boston. The Lakers have turned it over only once. Thompson. Basket counts and a foul. He was in great position for Magic to get the ball to him.
Darren Day was the man that really was guarding Michael Thompson. That's a mismatch that the Lakers could take advantage of. And you see Day gets caught behind Michael Thompson, and that's an easy two. And Magic is so alert to those situations. And you get the ball, you get a good chance to score when it's coming from Magic.
Bird, who has 8 points, goes out of the game, and McHale came back in. Walton. Game performer. The Lakers wind up with the ball. Biggest lead right now of the game for LA, 42-36. Magic gets it in good position and called for the offensive foul. He pushed Seasting. Doesn't like that ruling by Jack Madden.
When you're a little man playing a big man down in that low post, you better move your feet around so the man can't feel you. And as soon as you turn around, invariably you'll pick up an offensive foul.
That was Magic's first turnover of this series. Minute and a half elapsed in the second period. Celtics going with their bench and Kevin McHale. Darren Day, what an incredible shooting percentage. 57% in the playoffs for Day.
Celtics are getting 4 people back quickly.
Magic to Worthy.
But you better have your head up, Dick.
Scott with 10 leads the Lakers. Parrish with 12 leads the Celtics, and both players are on the bench. Vincent turns it over. And an offensive foul called against Kevin McHale. There's some of the Celtics starters who are getting a breather now in a close game.
Casey Jones making a decision to go with his bench here a little bit more than he has all season long.
But if the Lakers continue to stretch their lead, he's going to have to come in with his starters sooner. Magic, no basket. Foul before the shot. Bill Walton commits his second foul, and we'll have a timeout with just under 10 minutes to go in the second period. Lakers have taken hold here.
Magic Johnson now being guarded by Sam Vincent, a small guard. He can see right over the top, and as soon as you turn your head and don't know where your man is, he'll slide it by with some real fast passes. Magic will pick you apart. That's how smart he is as a floor general.
Casey Jones doesn't want to see this get out of hand early, so he has brought back his starters. Cooper loop. The alley-oop to Cooper doesn't work, and Bird gets the rebound. So Ainge and Dennis Johnson in the backcourt, and up front it's Parrish, McHale, and Bird for the Celtics. They got to rest some of those. All of those starters. McHale misses inside. Lakers can establish their biggest lead of the game if they score here. And illegal defense against the Celtics. That's the second call, and a technical foul against Boston.
Beautiful play by the Lakers that time. Cooper just stood out on the wing on the fast break, and Danny Ainge had to go out and get him, and that opened up the low post to James Worthy to get it quickly, and Boston just did not defend it properly.
Kareem comes back in, and Rambis goes out. Cooper successful on the technical foul. And this 7-point lead is the biggest. Celtics had a 6-point lead early in the game.
We have not seen that explosiveness in the Lakers tonight that they showed so well in game 1.
Kareem, skyhook in the middle. Bird with another rebound. He's got 4. Ainge, wide open, hits the shot. Danny Ainge, who's got to be the man more than even Dennis Johnson, who's got to hit that outside shot from the backcourt.
He'll pull, if he hits a couple of more of those, a couple of Lakers top defenders out of their low post defense.
Kareem, familiar skyhook.
Swinging to the baseline. Nobody stops that one.
7-point Laker lead. Bird against Worthy inside. Worthy wasn't going to foul him, and Larry Bird now in double figures with 10. Parrish still leads the Celtics with 12 points, all in the first period. Magic Johnson. First option, I guess, Tommy, is for Magic to penetrate instead of just simply accepting the outside shot.
Well, the Celtics are going for anybody that's cutting through, and what happened, they went for the first cutter, and that allowed Magic to come right behind them.
So it's still 7-point lead, and Dennis Johnson off the mark with a set shot.
They are just daring Johnson to shoot.
Cooper for three, hits another. That's three-point shots for Michael Cooper, who slumped a bit against Seattle and was only 1 for 5 in game number 1, but he has found the range tonight.
He's put the sword in the heart of 3 teams in the playoffs.
McHale misses, and here's Magic. They try to tie him up. Cooper to Kareem. Bird tried to gamble, and he got burned. All of a sudden, the Lakers are up by 12, and they have scored 7 straight. Timeout, Celtics. Tommy, what has to be encouraging to the Lakers is they have scored 7 in a row to open up a 12-point lead against the starters on the Boston Celtics.
That was a good timeout called by Casey Jones to destroy the momentum a little bit.
Let's see if it works. 7:20 to go in the first half. 7 on the shot clock. Dennis Johnson goes around Magic and will go to the line and shoot. That'll be only the second team foul against Los Angeles. Foul is on Kareem, his second foul. Well, Dennis Johnson in the last 8 games has averaged 18 for the 4 wins and 8 points in the losses. But more important, I think, on the road, his scoring average has dropped dramatically on the road in the last 4 games.
I think what happens with Dennis Johnson is that right at this stage of the season, he's played some hard defense, and his outside shot is flattened out, and the Lakers are daring him to take that shot, and they're using his man to gamble and help as a free safety defender.
Fast break story, a carbon copy of game 1 so far. Cooper. And gets it. A 3-point shot. The 4th of the game in this first half by Michael Cooper, and it's a 13-point Laker advantage.
The Lakers using that weapon beautifully. They're finding Michael Cooper.
They pushed McHale away from the position he liked. Dennis Johnson tied up by Michael Thompson, and a Laker foul. It'll be their 3rd team foul, non-shooting, and it's Michael Thompson's 2nd.
Rotate. They get to the second pass probably quicker than anybody on their double-team defense. And that's what's really hurting the Celtics a little bit. They can't take aim, and it's really hurting a guy like Jerry Seasting. You see the position fight, but no cigar.
He had the same problem against the Pistons. Larry Bird over Cooper, and Bird with 12 points, 6 in each of the first 2 periods. Lakers going to their 3-point attack. Kareem. And they fight for the loose ball. And traveling is called by Jack Madden. Turns it over to Boston.
Danny Ainge really made Kareem walk with the ball. Heads-up defense by Danny Ainge.
Nearly halfway through the second period. The Lakers leading by 11. They were up by 4 after 1/3. Pick and roll or give and go to Larry Bird, really, from Robert Parrish. Well executed.
An old-time 50s, 60s play called a split. They scissor off the high post.
Some of the simplest plays are still the most effective, aren't they? Like that one, just a simple sky. Kareem has 14. He is the leading scorer in this ball game. And Dennis Johnson kicks the ball out of bounds. And coming back in the ball game for the Lakers is James Worthy, who went out with 8 points.
When he comes in the game, Dick, there is the potential to really break it open. He is the speed man on the 3rd man up the court that really can burn you at this stage of a game.
Magic out of the game. with the rebound. Celtics trying to cut the Laker lead to 9. Thompson doing a good job on McHale, who fights his way in.
That's the first time I've seen Kevin McHale make that spin move in about 2 games.
Michael Thompson gets the ball inside in a hurry, and once again the Lakers score something like 3 or 4 seconds after that hoop.
And Cooper is just doing a great job of leading the attack while Magic is on the bench.
Illegal defense against the Lakers. First call on them.
Here's the scissor play. Both defenders get a little bit confused. Cooper, who's a great defender, can't slide through, and boy, that's an easy 2.
Celtics have 21 seconds to try a shot. Dennis Johnson tries to tip in his own shot, and Michael Cooper with a 3-on-2 fast break to stop.
Every time Dennis Johnson drives to the basket and he doesn't score, that leaves the backcourt vulnerable for a Laker fast break attack.
4:20 to go in the period. Dennis Johnson to Paris, blocked by Kareem. Has it again and misses. Michael Thompson out to Cooper. Like a free throw shot for Michael Cooper.
You can't let the man with the ball dribble up all the way to the foul line, unmolested, uncontested.
And the biggest lead of the ball game now, 15 points by the Lakers, who open up a lead as big as 24 points in Tuesday night's rout. And now, illegal defense against the Lakers, and that'll be a technical foul against Pat Riley's crew.
Here's a 5-second Lakers score. It goes up so quickly to Cooper and makes a good head fake, something he probably learned only this season to create that good opportunity for Scott.
And Larry Bird missed, to the delight of the packed Forum House. Free throw shooting champion in the NBA. McHale, turn-away shot, fall away from 12 feet.
Danny Ainge is not going up to try and stop Cooper as much as he did against Magic Johnson.
Michael Thompson takes a bad shot, and Scott fouls McHale from behind, and that's the 4th team foul against the Lakers. So they're not shooting yet.
Celtic guards have to be very careful of when they go to the basket, because they leave only one potential defender should the Lakers get the ball to stop that fast break.
(65-52) LA trying to make it 2-0 here in the best-of-7 NBA Finals. Dennis Johnson finds a spot. Michael Thompson the rebound. He was open there, and those are the kind of shots the Celtics will have to hit if they want to hang in. Shots like that. Byron Scott with 14 now.
Dennis Johnson's outside shot on the baseline made him make a long run back just to get to Scott. He was way too late.
And another turnover off the hands of Dennis Johnson. Here's Cooper. Trailing is Worthy. Marcus Allen and O.J. Simpson enjoying another sport. And they've got to appreciate the exhibition the Lakers seem to be putting on again tonight. And Tommy, we're getting into a danger zone now. Pat O'Brien. Pat?
All right, Dick, thank you. Of course, the Dallas Mavericks named a new head coach, John McLeod. Here is Mark Aguirre. What do you think of John McLeod and having a coach finally?
Well, I've always been pretty impressed with him. He's always been able to get the best out of his players, and he's had some teams that really weren't that good, and has made it to the playoffs a few times. So he's proven that he can get the job done.
It didn't work out this year, but do you think the Dallas Mavericks could have kept up with this Lakers team?
Well, our team is good. I hate to say it, but we're good. We just ran into a team that was very hot. I think it'll work out.
All right, Mark, thanks for joining us. Let's go back to Dick.
defense leads to a break, and nothing happens as quickly as getting the ball into a streaker's hands. And look at Cooper just find the wide open Worthy, who had time to lick his finger, stick it out, feel for the wind, and then make it.
Parrish setting a screen for Bird. Kareem picks him up. Nearly another turnover. Parrish short and comes in again. You know, looking at Mark Aguirre, I know how he feels about how his club might have done against the Lakers. They actually won the season series, winning 3 of 5 games, and they expected to face LA in the Western Finals. Of course, sometimes when you look ahead, you get ambushed before then, and that's what happened.
These Lakers are so great with using every speedy foot that they have on the team.
Under 2 minutes to go in the first half. Larry Bird in and out, and the Lakers get it back. They have 69 points, and that's what they had at halftime Tuesday night. So their offense is still as sharp as it was in game 1.
So difficult for the Boston Celtics to come back. They can't get points in clusters.
Kareem with a fancy sky hook now has 16 points in the ballgame. He averaged only 17 this year, the lowest of his career. Bird going baseline. Lost the ball. Celtics turning it over. 3-on-1. Hit by Johnson. And will shoot. We're at the Forum in Inglewood, California. This is Dick Stockton along with Tom Heinsohn. Game 2 of the 1987 NBA Finals. And the Lakers winning big again in this game, leading 71-54. And coming up at halftime, Brent Musburger will have as a special guest Isaiah Thomas of the Detroit Pistons. And I know that Brent will have a lot of critical questions for Isaiah, who has been in the news since the end of the Boston-Detroit series and in the last few days as well. Kareem went to the bench, Tommy, with 16 points. AC Green replaces him, and Kareem looking like a spry Colt of 25 so far.
And the Lakers have opened up this game quickly with Magic on the bench, and Cooper really being the hard push man.
Byron Scott has 16 and has missed only 1 shot from the field. 73-54. Lead is 19. Bird, wild, way off. Michael Thompson. Here's Cooper. Bird wanted a foul, and limping is Kevin McHale. Green gets the basket, but McHale is shaken up. He wants out. 22nd timeout called by Boston. Stress fracture, sprained ankle. But whatever the doctor said, McHale wanted to play. Meanwhile, the Lakers have upped their lead to 21.
Here's the off-balance shot by Bird. You'll see McHale now in the center of your screen just turned and stepped on Robert Parrish. And that's really shouldn't have been that serious an injury normally, but of course if you already have a stress fracture, it's going to hurt and re-injure it. I don't know how he's playing. I just don't know how this man is playing.
He's going to undergo surgery after the season and an extensive rehabilitation program that may take him very close to next season, Tommy.
He was the automatic 2 points for the Boston Celtics for 3/4 of the season until he injured that foot. I mean, he was the most difficult matchup in the entire league, and there were many people that felt he was the MVP of the league.
He was one of the candidates, that's for sure. Darren Day replaces McHale. Bird misses, and there's Worthy trying to get off to the races on a long rebound. And just about a half a minute remaining in the first half, and the Lakers will have more points than they did on Tuesday night after 1/2 and a bigger lead. 22nd. Darren Day. There's Kevin McHale, who tonight has scored 10. Lakers can use all of the clock. Cooper misses a 3, but there's Worthy. The report from the Celtic bench is that they feel that All Kevin McHale may have is a cramp, and we hope we see him back. That's the end of the first half. The Lakers 75, the Celtics 56, and Brent Musburger will be back with the Prudential at the half from the Forum after this message.
Prudential at the half, sponsored by the Prudential, offering a full range of insurance and other financial services.
Well, welcome back to the Forum. We're at the half here, and the Los Angeles Lakers lead the Boston Celtics 75-56, a very impressive second period. So welcome back to our Prudential at the half, everybody. I'm Brent Musburger. Let me quickly bring you up to date on what's news around the league. As you perhaps have already heard, Del Harris will be the next head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks as expected. He replaces Don Nelson. And then down in Dallas, you heard Pat O'Brien interview Mark Aguirre. The new coach down there is John McLeod, who formerly had been the head coach of the Phoenix Suns. And Rick Pitino will not be coming to the NBA for some time, it appears. He signed a 5-year contract extension today with Providence College. Now, let's bring you up to date on the Isaiah Thomas controversy. There have been a couple of developments. Let's take you back and show you the comment in the press. He said that Larry Bird is a very good player and exceptional talent, but if he were black, he would be just another good guy. Today, Isaiah arrived in L.A. Larry Bird appeared side by side at a news conference, and Bird had this comment at the session.
If Isaiah tells me that it was a joking matter, I think we should leave it at that.
Well, Isaiah has joined me live. Isaiah, thanks for being here tonight. Tell me about the context that that statement was made. How was it made? What was the situation?
Well, we were in the locker room after the 7th game of the Eastern Conference Finals, and we had lost the basketball game. And Rodman was talking about Bird.
This is Dennis Rodman?
Yeah, Dennis Rodman was talking about Bird. And they asked me, what did I think? And I said, Larry Bird is a very, very good basketball player. He's an exceptional talent. And I left it at that. Then I said very sarcastically and very jokingly that I'd have to agree with Rodman that if he was black, he'd be just another good guy. And I started laughing, saying it in a very jokingly manner.
Let me interrupt you right now. We do have a copy of that tape. I want to remind everybody it is audio tape. The reporters had a version of it. This is what Isaiah had to say when the reporter asked the question about Rodman's earlier comment regarding Bird.
He's a very, very good basketball player. I think he's an exceptional talent. But I'd have to agree with Rodman. If he was black, he'd be just another good guy.
Now, Isaiah, tell me about the laugh. Now, is that a sarcastic laugh, or is that a laugh of someone who's saying, you know exactly what I mean?
No, it's a very sarcastic laugh. I think anybody who knows me well understands that I tease a lot. And that was the mistake that I made, Brent. I was talking with a reporter who didn't know Isaiah, so evidently he or she believed that the statement that I made was true. But I was joking, and, you know, like I say, anybody who knows me knows that I tease.
Isaiah, racial statements become very serious. We have heard what happened to the former Dodger general manager, Al Campanis. How do you respond to those who have said publicly and privately that you are nothing more than the other side of Al Campanis, racism coming from the other direction?
Well, see, the difference between that is that Al Campanis was serious, and I was only joking.
You did not mean anything. You don't think that a white player like Larry Bird perhaps gets a lot of publicity because he's white and the blacks do not?
No, that's not true. Larry gets all the credit that he deserves simply because he worked hard to get it, and he's an excellent, excellent basketball player. You can't say that, you know, if he's black or white, blue or green, he's still great.
All right, now how about those who would say that you did not have a good series? You threw the ball away, unfortunately, at the end of Game 5, and this was a smokescreen, a cover-up for the fact that Isaiah Thomas did not play well for the Detroit Pistons. How would you respond to that?
Well, I did play well against the Celtics. I made a mistake in throwing the basketball away. But to say that this is a smokescreen, you know, I feel worse about this than actually losing the series. I mean, the whole misunderstanding, my family's hurt, Larry's family's hurt. It was just a big misunderstanding, and it's...
Did you apologize to Larry when you called him and when you talked to him privately here today in Los Angeles?
Yes, I apologize because, as I said before, Larry, said that he didn't think it was serious. He said he didn't think it was a big deal, and he said he didn't worry about it, so why should anybody else?
All right. Isaiah, you also had some comments about racial stereotypes on the part of the media that appeared in the New York Times. We're going to come back, and we'll discuss that with Isaiah Thomas of the Detroit Pistons right after these messages from your local stations. At the Forum in Inglewood, California, the Los Angeles Lakers again putting on a very impressive display, and they lead the Boston Celtics. I'm with Isaiah Thomas of the Detroit Pistons. Isaiah, your comments about racial stereotypes indicate that you think the media plays racial favorites, if you will. What's your feeling along those lines, the portrayal of the black athlete and the white athlete in this country?
Well, it's not only a portrayal of the black athlete and the white athlete, it's a portrayal of athletes of all, baseball, football. For the first time in the history of our nation, of our country, athletes are put in the light where we can make an impact on society. We're the role models. We have a chance to make an impact. And the stereotypes that we perpetuate in sports also reflect back on society. And that definitely makes a difference in a 10, 9, 8-year-old kid's mind. And I'm just saying we should be very careful of that. Not only the media, but people in general.
Isaiah, I know you have been hurt tremendously by what happened. Let me ask a final question about it. Why did it take you so long before you came out and spoke about racial stereotypes and then say it was just a joke about Larry Bird? Why didn't I read this the next day in the newspapers?
Well, jokingly about Larry Bird, Larry and I are friends. I'm friends with a lot of guys from the Boston team. After the 7th game when the Lakers beat Boston in the Garden 3 years ago, I was the guy to go into the Celtics locker room before going into the Lakers locker room. It took so long to come out because I was in Detroit, and it wasn't a big deal in Detroit until 2 days ago. And when I caught wind of how big this thing had gotten, how overblown it had got, I felt bad, I felt hurt, and I felt disappointed. I felt I had to do something about it because people who know Isaiah understand that I'm just not that type of person.
Thank you very much for coming on here tonight. I'm going to change the subject with you and ask you about this matchup, the Celtics and the Lakers, and your feelings about the second half.
My feelings are this: I'm glad Boston did beat us because what they're taking out here, I'm glad Detroit didn't have to go through it.
All right.
But I like to say to the people in Boston, it was a great series. The Detroit Pistons had a good time playing it, and we're looking forward to coming back and beating you guys next year.
All right, Isaiah, thank you very much. Now, before we come back for the second half here of the Lakers and the Celtics, we're going to break away for a CBS News Up break. We'll return in a moment.
Finals is sponsored by Miller Lite. For great taste, there's only one light beer. Renault and Jeep, official vehicles of the NBA. And by Honda Power Equipment, lawnmowers, riding mowers, and portable generators made to last.
The view of the Santa Monica Pier as we begin the third period, and a big lead for the Lakers. They have scored more points and have a bigger lead than they did in game number 1. And right now, for an update on Kevin McHale's status, here's Pat O'Brien. Pat?
All right, Dick, thank you. Dr. Thomas Silva of the Boston Celtics told me what happened was that Kevin felt a severe pain in that right ankle, and they thought he may have refractured or fractured it or something very serious to it. In fact, he just started cramping up on it. He told me he thinks he's going to be okay, so that's the situation with McHale right now. Let's go back to Dick.
All right, Pat, thank you very much. And you see that McHale is going to start. But, Tommy, the Celtics may be doing some things better than they did in game 1, but the result is the same right now.
I think they lost their patience, and that's what Casey Jones was trying to preach like a religion. Patience, patience, patience. They took some bad shots, and they allowed the defenders of the Lakers to make good steals and get off those easy fast break opportunities.
Boston still shot 53%. So they're shooting well. Lakers 63%, but it's the fast break and a lot of damage by LA off the fast break, and they had a 15-point lead after game 1 at halftime, and now it's 19. See what they talked about in the Laker dressing room.
Awfully difficult for Boston to come back from such a margin because they are not a real good fast break team. They don't have the speed to do it.
Larry Bird hits a three-pointer.
That's the way they usually try and make their comeback stick, with three-pointers, Danny Ainge and Bird.
Bird, who did a lot of that during the regular season, has been kind of silent from that range in the playoffs. Kareem, having a terrific game, has 18 points.
Barrage has not adjusted to Kareem's drop step.
Celtics have struggled all year on the road. They had a losing record on the road in the regular year. And as we said, have lost 5 straight away from home in the playoffs. And the turnover gives the ball to LA. Dennis Johnson really having his troubles. 3 for 10 shooting.
And he has taken himself out of the defense by his drives to the basket.
Magic Johnson left open. It looks like you plug one dike, the Lakers will come at you from another place.
That's like the Dutch boy with his finger in the dike. As soon as he pulls it out, gets flooded with points.
Bird with a good move baseline. Larry Bird, 19 points. He may be the guy who engineers whatever Celtic offense they have. Magic misses, Bird with a rebound, and maybe defensively too.
Lakers are getting absolutely easy shots from the first quarter on.
McHale, good feed inside from Dennis Johnson. But here they go, pushing it up again. Magic to Worthy. And a foul, and Worthy will go to the line. The first half scoring for the Lakers, and 5 men are in double figures for Los Angeles already. And the Celtics scoring, led by Bird and Parrish. And Parrish doing a terrific job off both the offensive and defensive rebound. Boards.
I think this is the best, well, that was the best half that Barrage had since the Milwaukee game that he came back after the injury in Game 7.
So Worthy with 12, Kareem has 18, Scott 16, Magic 12, and Cooper 15. They isolate Bird against Worthy again, helping out as AC Green in a steal. They found the passing lane again. Byron Scott goes by 8.
Byron Scott just baited Larry Bird into making that pass. He hung back, and Bird just looped it a little bit too long.
McHale double team, travels. And the Lakers with a quick switch, double team. Not much Casey Jones can do. I kind of feel for this guy right now, because the Lakers are beating the Celtics at every turn.
By Byron Scott. Right here is AC Green, who's going to go over and double team Bird. But Scott will come into this area, wait just a little bit, and then bait Bird to throw a very soft bounce pass. A mistake by Larry Bird. And excellent thinking on the part of Byron Scott, just showing him a potential opening and then just stepping out, picking it off. And then look what they do. This provides such easy baskets when you make steals because there are no defenders down there to stop you.
Their turnover story, Byron Scott, who really has come on this year and has learned to read the defenses better. Much more relaxed and off his best season. 20-point lead for the Lakers. Kareem still red hot with 20 points now in the ball game. Maybe he'll go on for more than 2 years after this.
You know, Kareem looks fresher than Robert Parrish and McHale together.
40 years old. Don't know how he does it. Parrish with a good step on AC. Bird gets the offensive rebound. Bird racing down court to defend Green, who can fill that lane. Magic looking for help.
The Lakers have so many ways to beat you.
3 minutes gone by, third period. Double team leaves Worthy open. Great balance in the air for James Worthy.
Well, he again had time to put the finger up and measure the air currents.
And the biggest lead of the game for the Lakers. McHale comes back. Bird with 21 leads. McHale and Parrish each with 14. Once again, the front court for Boston. And AC Green.
AC Green was the real weapon this year for creating this style of play, I think. That allowed the Lakers to really concentrate on quickness and speed.
Parrish misses a layup. He got a good feed from Bird, but the Celtics wind up with the ball. Open man is Johnson, who's 3 for 10. And hits in the lane, and it's 89-69. Here's Worthy on the wing. knocked out of bounds. Green, of course, led the Lakers in rebounding, both in the regular season and so far in postseason.
But you see, both forwards had to be picked up by Boston guards. That's mismatches in transition.
And the foul is called. Danny Ainge, his second team foul, second personal as well.
The pace of a ball game is like a sledgehammer against teams who are slow and coaches who don't rotate their people through. That's the problem that the Celtics will be facing through the entire playoffs. I think it's very important that Casey Jones know when to substitute if he hopes to hang in the ball game with the Lakers. They can explode at any point.
They handled it in the previous two series, but something held back Milwaukee and Detroit at key moments of those series. Otherwise, maybe one of those clubs would be here. The open is middle. Parrish getting position now. Finding Dennis Johnson. So Dennis Johnson has now hit 2 in a row. Go to Worthy against McHale. There's Scott for 3. Johnson trying for 3, and Dennis Johnson has his shooting eye back. He has 14 in the ball game.
They're just daring him to shoot the outside shot.
And a block. Magic gets another chance and rolls it in. What the Celtics need is a run of their own, but it looks like the Lakers have enough to stop them from getting.
The Lakers want you to run with them. They don't care. They're 20 points up or close to it. And the next thing you know, if you try to run with them, they're liable to go up 30.
Dennis Johnson has hit 4 straight baskets and is the second leading scorer behind Larry Bird for the Celtics. 6:35 remaining in the third period. 92-75 LA. Trying to win their 4th NBA title this decade. There's Kareem. What a frolicking night he's having. 23 points on 10 for 14 shooting for Abdul-Jabbar.
And Magic just picked apart the Celtics defense that time.
Bird jumps out against Worthy, puts on the fake. Let's go. Gets his rebound. And a loose ball foul called against the Celtics. Larry Bird is scrapping and fighting for all he's worth in there. And a timeout, Lakers, with a huge lead. Pat O'Brien, who has a superstar in another sport. Pat?
Thank you, Dick. Superstar indeed. Not many athletes are called the great. This is the great Gretzky, Wayne Gretzky. Congratulations on winning the Stanley Cup. Just coming out of that grueling 7-game series, how do you analyze this series, Wayne?
Well, as they say, it takes 4 games to win, and right now Los Angeles looks pretty strong. They've won 1 game and look very strong in this game. But you have to win 4, and a little ways to go yet.
You're a Boston fan, right?
Well, I like Larry Bird an awful lot. I think he's the greatest athlete and just a tremendous person to watch.
What do you think of the athletes in the NBA in general?
Well, I think they're all tremendous. I think they're all just fabulous athletes, but he's something special. I think he's great.
You're something special, too, and thanks for joining us. 7 MVPs, Dick. Let's go back to you.
Thank you very much, Pat. On the bench right now is Michael Cooper, and it shows you what the kind of team the Lakers have. He's their 6th man, and his 8 assists in the second period tied an NBA record for assists in a single quarter in the NBA Finals.
He has really learned that role, Michael Cooper, being the middleman.
No basket, and the foul before the shot. And the foul is on A.C. Green. That's his 3rd personal foul, and the first player on either side to pick up 3 fouls.
And looking at Casey Jones, the Celtics really have a dilemma if they're going to win this series. If they're going to slow it down, that means taking away their naturally aggressive attitude. The Celtics have always been aggressive, and it just doesn't fit their personality to play passive basketball, but that's what they may have to do.
Illegal defense against Boston. Technical foul. Game 3 is Sunday. We'll be at Boston Garden, 1 o'clock Eastern time, as the scene shifts from the Forum, and you know the Celtics will be happy to leave this place. Pat Riley and his Lakers had the best road record in the NBA. In fact, they were the only team in regular season to beat the Celtics in Boston Garden. I don't think change of venue is going to mean all that much. You know, the Celtics will have to play better whether they play at the Forum, the Garden, or on Mars.
You're absolutely right, Dick. The Laker team has got more than just a fast break and that pace game going for them. If you get them to slow it down, they make plays like that. The AC Green underneath, he didn't make it, but they get so many of those. It's absolutely unbelievable the versatility the Lakers team has.
Foul. McHale was fouled. He was triple teamed. Byron Scott picking up his third. Third team foul. Dennis Johnson. He's been on the mark lately, and he was 3 for 10, but he now has hit his last 5 shots and has 18 points in the game.
Well, he took too many drives to the basket in the second half, Dennis Johnson. In the second quarter, rather.
Byron Scott with a runner. What a game Scott is having. 21 points from unlikely sources. Not really unlikely, but when you've got Worthy and Magic and Kareem, when Scott and Cooper do it to you, then you're in a lot of trouble. 4:35 remaining in the third period. 97-79. Dennis Johnson. Traveled. Turns it over.
That's the quickness of that defense, Dick. Getting to the man on the second pass. That's what forced the walk by Dennis Johnson.
Michael Cooper is back into the ball game along with Michael Thompson. A lot of people thought Thompson's acquisition from San Antonio was the icing on the cake in February. And it might just be that. Good double by Parrish on Magic. 3 on the shot clock. There's Magic Johnson.
And a 7-foot hand in his face, too.
Under 4 minutes to go. Boston is shooting 58%. And are getting beaten badly. Kind of takes the wind out of your sail. McHale winds up and scores inside with a spinning move. Bird with 23 still leads Boston. Magic looked for the pass inside. The second man through was Worthy. That was the key there. It was Michael Thompson and then Worthy. So the second man through was the man involved.
But you double team any one of the Lakers, they have 2 ways of defeating the double team. They either spread you out on the side of the court opposite the ball being doubled, and they force your 2 defenders to find where the open man is, and they find that open man so well, or they rotate people through against the 2 defenders.
Magic Johnson with another hoop. He has 8 points here in the third period, and all KC can do is sit and watch. It's 101-81, and with 3:10 to go, the Lakers already are over the 100 mark.
And look how much they back off Dennis Johnson so that the ball can't be fed into Kevin McHale.
Delay of game warning charged to the Celtics. 3 minutes to go now in the third period. The Lakers are getting close to scoring another 30 points in a period. Michael Thompson, good defense inside from Larry Bird. McHale banks it in. 23 for Bird, 18 for McHale. And a Laker turnover. Boy, Pat Riley's such a perfectionist. You may want to call a timeout soon and say, we got to get this thing straightened out. Leading by 16. They were up by 22. Dennis Johnson drives, doesn't get the roll, and McHale tips it in for the Celtics. And Pat Riley does just that, calls a timeout. Tough man to please, which is probably why the Lakers are doing so well.
You watch Dennis Johnson at penetration now. McHale, foot and all, just fights off Kareem, and nice with the hand. But you look at Larry Bird filtering back to make sure that the backcourt is covered against any fast break opportunity. When Dennis Johnson penetrates, somebody has got to get back there to help Danny Ainge.
Well, a couple of hot shooters for the Celtics. Dennis Johnson hit 6 in a row, and McHale has hit his last 7. And the Celtics have cut some of the margin off. Now, Kareem is fouled. The Lakers had a 22-point lead, and it was cut to 14, so they've come back. And, of course, the last time the Celtics lost the first 2 games in the finals was in 1969, and Boston won the series. It was the last time anyone won back-to-back titles. And that year, Tommy, the Celtics finished 4th in the regular season, so they really snuck up on people in the playoffs.
Well, Bill Russell was saving it, I believe, for the playoffs because he wasn't at an advanced stage, played an awful lot of minutes, and played the tough part of the game, the defensive part. And that's when the Celtics started to gel during the playoffs.
Kareem misses the free throws. It's still a 14-point game, and the Celtics know that they can chip away, and they have a whole period to do it in. So the Lakers maybe have let him come back. We'll see. And a pushing foul against the Lakers. James Worthy, and that'll be his 2nd foul, and the 4th team foul. So each team with 4 fouls in the period. This may be the best opportunity for the Celtics to come in and make this a game. Cooper's quickness picks up Ainge quickly. Parrish. In and out, fighting for the rebound is Magic Johnson with 1.5 minutes to play in the 3rd. Cooper's gone for 4. He's got it. And that's an NBA record. 5 3-point baskets in the NBA Finals, and Michael Cooper has his name in the record book.
Does Magic Johnson have confidence that Cooper will hit that shot?
Danny Ainge goes for 3. And it's Celtics ball as Worthy knocked it out of bounds. Kurt Rambis replaces Kareem, and he should get a big hand leaving the game. 23 for Abdul-Jabbar.
You know, Dick, I'm a pace coach myself from years ago. And I was over in Italy. All I used to yell to try to get my players was go, go, go. And the word in Italian was avante, avante, avante. And nobody moved. You know why? Because that was the slogan for the Communist Party.
Very interesting, Tommy.
Political.
Very interesting in prime time. Now, here's the 3-point shot that set the NBA record. Jerry Seasting is in the ball game. You know, I never knew that you were a pace kind of coach.
No,
like
you can never get that feeling. I really believe that Pat Riley is a guy that comes from a long heritage of people that know how to use that style of play. And there's a lot of nuances to it. He's a master of all those nuances.
Darren Day saw is in the ball game, so Seasting and Day, and Worthy gets the basket and the foul. Worthy relatively quiet, but he's got some other people doing the job tonight for the Lakers. James has 16.
James Worthy just moving across the lane so easily, looking for the ball, little jab step. Now they're going to attack Darren Day because they believe Darren Day cannot guard James Worthy close to the basket.
Robert Parrish with his 3rd personal foul, and under a minute remaining. As you see, it's 107-89. So the lead is 18. Celtics cut it to 14. Worthy doing a good job of denying Larry Bird. Day. I don't think Darren Day has missed much in the playoffs. He is shooting extremely well.
Look at Magic's head is up all the time to see if anybody's got at least a half a step. They'll get the ball.
Thompson misses, and a loose ball foul will go the other way. So it's against the Lakers. And it's Kurt Rambis' call.
If there's one thing you know about the Boston Celtics, they will not roll over and play dead. They will play the full 48 minutes, and I think Isaiah Thomas is a testament to that fact. And the Lakers must maintain their intensity right throughout the course of this game.
Robert Parrish shooting. The Lakers have scored 32 or more points in 6 of the 8 quarters so far in the NBA Finals. That is a telling number. He gets one. 18 on the shot clock, so there's a differential of some 3 seconds for the Lakers.
There's some that are saying that the Seattle Supersonics played the Lakers better than the Celtics have done.
Well, so far they have. The Lakers turned it over with 8 seconds to go. 3 of the 4 games were extremely close before the Lakers blew out Seattle in Game 4. Dennis Johnson forces it in at the buzzer, and that'll do it. And that's the end of the 3rd period with the score: the Lakers 107, the Celtics 92. And we'll return to the Forum in Inglewood, California after this word from your local station. After 3 periods at the Forum, the same story as what we had the other night with the Lakers leading the Celtics. The lead was 22. It's been cut down somewhat to 107-92. The 1987 NBA Finals here on CBS. And story of the game in brief. Once again, LA going to town with the fast break. Michael Cooper setting an NBA record with 5 3-point shots, and both teams dazzling shooting so far in the ball game. And Tommy, the Celtics trailing by 15 now. They got it down to 14. And they're within range of trying to really cut the lead to under 10. What do they have to do?
Well, the Lakers, if they've got to continue to push the ball hard to see if there's any breakdown in the Celtic defense. The Celtics really have to get up there and play good defense like Danny Ainge is right now against Magic Johnson. They've got to make a couple of steals themselves.
And the Lakers really spreading it around so far. Worthy spins in. The basket good and a foul. Byron Scott scored 10 points in the first period. Kareem had 8 in the second. Magic had 8 in the third. So there's always someone to pick up the slack for the Lakers.
They have many places to go. That gives a coach an awful lot of confidence, and Magic Johnson an awful lot of confidence that he can look for the best matchup advantage, and he's smart enough to do it.
Darren Day picked up the foul, and Worthy could not convert. Bird working against Magic. Blocked by Michael Thompson, and here they come. Worthy, and he'll get another chance for a 3-point play.
Magic read the defense perfectly. Had a chance to drop it off to Kurt Rambis, but he gave it to Worthy because he knew Worthy. Here comes Magic up the court. Here's Rambis. He was wide open. He looked for a minute. He's going to drop it over his head. But Darren Day gets picked off. And there's Worthy just going up over the top against one of the Boston guards, Danny Ainge.
Fred Roberts is in the ball game, and Larry Bird sits down. He is the leading Boston scorer with 23. Magic giving instructions. And James Worthy, who had 10 points at halftime, now with 21, and again misses a free throw.
Boy, they just score so quickly, and points, 6, 8 points in a row before you know what happens.
Michael Thompson blocks his second straight shot. That time, his old college associate, McHale from Minnesota. Magic. Can they do no wrong?
They are having a party here at the Forum.
Great time here at the Forum, where the Lakers are on their way to beating the Boston Celtics for the second straight game. Bill Walton comes back in, so the Celtics have Seasting and Vincent at guard, Fred Roberts, McHale, and Walton up front. So all of the starters are out of there now for the Boston Celtics.
They're going to try and work Walton a little bit, I think.
Roberts guarded by Cooper. To McHale, the only starter, I should say, in there. But here's Worthy from Magic. miss, and the basket counts. Fred Roberts with a hoop and a foul. But here, the Laker fans are celebrating early, leading 115 to 94, and we have less than 2 minutes gone by in this fourth period.
Pat Riley said yesterday that the keys to the success of this ball club this year was that Kareem still was here and could play hard, and that they didn't trade James Worthy, and that Magic's game grew and developed.
Right now, Tommy, the Lakers have 4 players with over 20 points, and Michael Cooper has 18 knocking on the door. Led by Worthy's 23. Kareem also has 23. Seasting goes for 3, and it's over the top. It'll be Laker ball. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, have you ever seen him more animated on the bench?
If he gets up there and makes a spin move, that's terrific. After all the thrills he's had in the game, this is ranking as one of the top thrills.
And the crowd chanting sweep, sweep. They would love a 4-game sweep against the Celtics. But if they win tonight, they're only halfway there. Magic scores. And of course, we'll see what happens at Boston Garden.
Celtics are just simply being overmatched by the Lakers, Dick. It's plain and simply a rout by the Lakers.
Sam Vincent. Once again, Michael Thompson outlets to Magic Johnson. No stopping the Lakers. Here's Cooper. Another one. 6. The NBA record for 3-point baskets in a final series. Cooper now with 6. He set the record with 5. Vincent slices in for another basket, and the Lakers keep pushing it up.
Absolutely. They're not going to quit pushing it up. And they're not going to quit pushing it up in Boston either.
Worthy finds Rambis, and good defense by Walton. But there are the Lakers again. Worthy to Rambis. And a delay of game warning against LA. That'll be tough to take for a lot of these guys from the Celtics to see this.
They played so hard. You know, let's take a look at Rambis right now. James Worthy gets the ball and he sees Walton overcommit. That leaves Rambis wide open, and Worthy, a team player, makes sure Rambis gets on the scoreboard.
What about sitting on the bench and seeing this happen?
Kevin McHale, I think, and all the Celtic players have played their hearts out just to get into this round. And the Lakers really have too much artillery for them.
Seasting. His first points of the ball game.
I think Larry Bird is coming to that realization, as well as Kevin McHale.
8:20 remaining in the fourth period. Cooper. And Walton gets the outlet to Seaston. Gay loses it to Cooper. This is a quicker Celtic team for whatever that's worth out there now. It won't be when Greg Kite comes in. Rambis.
Don't give anybody a half step on the Lakers. They will make you pay.
Time at the Forum, and right now let's check in with Pat O'Brien.
All right, Dick, thank you. While they're partying inside the Forum, let me bring you up to date on where this series goes next. It goes to Boston, and I bet the Boston Celtics are happy to know that Sunday at 1 o'clock Eastern is Game 3, and then Tuesday and Thursday. And I want to show you something that the Boston Celtics might really enjoy. You see this up here? This is air conditioning. They do not have that at the Boston Garden. It should be about 85, 90 degrees. The Celtics like that warm weather. Let's see if it helps them on Sunday. Let's go back to you, Dick.
Thank you, Pat. The scene is the Forum, and what a scene it is. Game 2 of the NBA Finals. And our viewers have the treat of watching a marvelously tuned basketball team. Al Davis has had some fine football clubs with the Raiders, and the Lakers are a joy to watch. They routed the Celtics in game 1, and they're doing it again today, and that's how they're doing it, with the fast break. 57-7 edge in fast break points.
The Lakers have the perfect style and the perfect talent to zero in on the Celtics' weaknesses, and they have been picking at that like a fighter does against another fighter with a cut over the eye. They never give up.
Roberts scored that last basket. Magic Johnson, by the way, has 22 points and 20 assists. He's on the bench right now. Michael Thompson knocks it out of bounds. It'll be Boston ball. So here are the players out there. It's Vincent and Seasting, Day, Roberts, and Kite for the Celtics. Michael Thompson and Rambis, A.C. Green, Scott, and Cooper for the Lakers.
They have everybody on the Lakers team has expanded their responsibility and their roles. Cooper has become an excellent middleman, takes the pressure off Magic Johnson having to force the pace all by himself. Cooper does it almost as well now.
Well, Pat Riley's going to go deeper to his bench. Byron Scott Hicks. Scott has 23 points, and he was the key man in the opening period for the Lakers with 10. Vincent answers that with a jumper.
Watch Cooper read that defense now. He's making those good decisions that every coach likes to see a player make, that runs the ball club in the middle on a fast break.
Speaking of running, Roberts ran there, missed the shot. Cooper finds Scott. And he'll shoot a pair. Wes Matthews is into the ball game now, replacing Michael Cooper. Standing ovation for Michael Cooper. He set an NBA record 6 3-point baskets in an NBA final game. 21 points and 9 assists for Cooper. He tied a league record with 8 assists in a single period. That was the second. And Magic Johnson matched that with 8 assists in the third period. So we may be seeing more than just a few records for the Lakers before we're all done here.
Dick, what I'm seeing is in two ball games are statement games which had nothing to do with home court. I don't think the Lakers are going to be dissuaded from doing what they can do so well, even if they play in the Boston Garden.
Connor Henry into the ball game for the Celtics. St. Vincent misses and Rambis the rebound. Matthews been with 5 teams in 5 years. Insurance point guard for the Lakers this year. Under 6 minutes to go. Lakers already have scored 127.
You know what they're going to do with Byron Scott this summer? Next year at the training camp, get him to work a little bit more on handling the ball in the middle.
Connor Henry, foul. Well, the Lakers don't ever say they were a perfect basketball team. Maybe there's some things they can do to get better.
Well, every middleman, every time you expand the possibility of who's going to be able to bring the ball up, that makes it much more difficult to stop that team.
Scott goes out. Big game today for Byron, 24 points. And he's replaced by Adrian Branch. Second round pick last year of the Bulls and played in the Continental Basketball Association. He has some offensive moves.
He's a streaker, Adrian Branch, and a good outside shooter to boot.
Henry missed the free throws. It's still Boston ball. Larry Bird, 23 points for the Celtics, and
I think the Celtics made the classic mistake. They're really going to have to show patience in order to slow this team down and not throw the ball away in their half-court offense.
Michael Thompson with another block shot. Wes Matthews into Rambis and a foul. Wes Matthews, an interesting story. His wife is Pam Moore, who excelled in the 440, a great track star. He says he has a young son now, so she's given up the track days, but You can talk to Wes Matthews about the kind of speed that the Lakers have. I mean, he's with the right kind of ball club, and a lot of people think Wes may be one, if not the fastest player on the team if they had a race.
They didn't use him an awful lot in that middleman role. That's why they got him, however. But Pat Riley expanded that role to all these other players, so Matthews did not play an awful lot of time.
It's 129 to 105. Rambis has 6 points, all in this fourth period. Greg Kite gets it into Fred Roberts, and Roberts is fouled. Roberts started 4 playoff games, and he was used as a starter earlier this year for the Celtics, and then backed up a lot of forward positions. He actually was a key man early in the year, wasn't he?
Filled in for Larry Bird, who was hurt with a sore back a couple of times and had some big nights in the 20s. He's not a one-on-one player, but he is awfully intelligent on how to get open and get his hands up. The other thing with Fred Roberts is perhaps he's not as strong as some of the other people that he faces against at that power forward spot.
The Milwaukee Bucks, one of the low points in Celtic history, 4-game sweep. And then Casey Jones became the head coach, replacing Bill Fitch. Alley-oop to Green doesn't quite work. And it's out of bounds, and Mike Spreck, former Chicago Bull, replaces A.C. Green. He scored 6 points tonight. Michael Thompson goes out of the ball game. Green stays in. Connor Henry, who hit a bunch of 3-pointers against Milwaukee and became a crowd favorite at Boston Garden earlier this year.
A lot of people think that he's got a bright future with the Boston Celtics.
Came over from Houston, where he played with the Rockets, and Green is fouled. But you emphasized the point the other day, Tommy, that even with the aging Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, I guess you shouldn't use the word aging, even though he's 40 years old, is that Pat Riley decided to go back to quickness and speed, even with Kareem in the lineup, when he loaded up on the Peter Goodmansons and the Burkowskis and the Kupchaks in the last few years. He abandoned that style.
You know, and that made Kareem a role player. And he had to be pretty assured that Kareem would accept that role. Kareem now has become a supporting character actor instead of the leading man. And I think he ought to, if in terms of the acting world, he would win an Academy Award for a character actor this year. That's how well he's played in that role.
131 to 109. Lakers won by 13 in the opening game Tuesday. Roberts has his shot tipped away by Mike Spreck. They'll call it goaltending. It was on the way down.
You know, it's always fascinated me about Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson has never won an MVP in the All-Star game. And he has really supplied the ball to several players who have won the MVP. And I was so pleased to see him win the MVP award for the league this year, because he just makes the game easier for other people.
Celtic foul inside, and of course, he's the first guard to win the most valuable player since Oscar Robertson turned the trick in 1964. Greg Kite committing the foul, and Rambis is shooting. So Kite has already committed 3 fouls.
I think Greg Kite ought to apply for a new number on his jersey next season, so the officials will really have to find out who he is again, because they automatically call fouls on Kite's number.
And he must commit a few of them.
Oh, he's got one of those bodies too, but boy, I tell you, they call some of the chintziest fouls on him I've ever seen.
Connor Henry misses a 3-point shot. Seaston gets the rebound. Henry again for 3 points, misses. And here's Green. Wes Matthews showing that speed. And his stuff shot is into the hands of Roberts, who stuffs it the other way. Well, that was the longest rebound of a missed stuff that I've seen. Went all the way out to midcourt. Branch is fouled going to the hoop, and he'll shoot a pair.
This right here is something that you don't want to ever see again. Now, that's a good leap for a guard. He tried to power it through, but it hits the back of the rim. Now look at Fred Roberts now. A double jammer. He's got some great leaping ability, Fred Roberts, and running ability, but the Celtics don't run. and therefore his game doesn't come into play as much. His real strengths aren't utilized as well. Perhaps they might be if he were with the Lakers.
Magic Johnson, who said there might be some kids growing up who think that Boston and LA are the only teams who play in June. Seasting misses, and Mike Smrek the rebound. Wes Matthews goes right by Seasting, and Adrian Branch has a shot stuffed by Kite. It's still Laker ball. You know, he may be right. And you want to know why he said that? Look at that. Billy Cunningham, Sixers.
I think what both organizations really do better than most of the other teams is keep the nucleus of their teams together until they no longer can physically play together.
Mike Smrek got the boot. Roberts gets the basket and the foul after the penetration by Vincent. You know, there's one thing about the Celtics and Lakers, and neither one of these two teams put up the conference championship banners. There's only one banner they put up. Against the Celtics. And Tommy, perhaps a good time to tell the story of one of your former teammates at the Celtics, Bill Sharman.
Well, he was one of the great guards, teamed up with Bob Cousy in the backcourt, became a fast break man playing with Cousy. He brought that style of play to the Lakers, and I think he had the Lakers of that era playing like the Celtics. Wilt Chamberlain more playing like the Bill Russell role, the rebounding aspect, outlet passes, Jerry West. And Bill Sharman right now, of course, unable to speak because of strained vocal cords. And such a gentleman, and what a tenacious player he was.
He was a pretty good baseball player as well, and played in the Dodgers chain when they were in Brooklyn.
He was probably the toughest guy on our team. Nobody wanted to fight Bill Sharman. When they saw him get mad, people ran to the locker room. Continuing thread of Pat Riley playing for Bill Sharman on that team that won the title, with also has a little thread of the Celtics right through to the current day in the Lakers attack.
Roberts misses. He has 13 points all in this fourth period. 2:50 remaining. The Lakers have scored 10 more points than they scored in game one with 2:40 to play, and Kite picks off the pass inside. Seasting to Henry. PC Green is back, and Henry has his left-handed shot blocked by Green. Filling the lane, Wes Matthews turns on the burners and draws the foul. And no, he was tied up, I think. They're going to call a jump ball. Matthews doesn't believe it. The fast break story. The key to the opening game win by the Lakers, and the key again tonight.
The Celtics certainly were not able to control it, and I think it really had a lot to do with the way they try to pace the game, their own offense. They went for some bad shots that allowed long rebounds and some real bad passes that allowed the Lakers to make some steals and get that defense in action.
Sam Vincent. Roberts. Tommy, they go to Boston Garden, where the Lakers have won this year, and of course the Celtics prefer to play there. What is it about the Garden? I mean, the fans I know, but the floor and everything that might help the Celtics in a game three.
I don't see anything helping the Celtics in game three. I think they're just going to have to play the way you're supposed to play to beat the Lakers, or at least contest them. They have been blown out of 2 of these games. They got their half-court offense going pretty well. They dumped it inside nicely to Robert Parrish in the first quarter, and all of a sudden they stopped doing that.
Well, maybe they didn't have the energy to do it any more than what they did.
Could have been. I mean, you got to give the Celtics a little credit too, that they had those 2 7-game series, and they are not only physically spent but emotionally spent.
I think most people thought that the Celtics would make this a better game, because in game one they came off those 2 7-game series, had it fly to the West Coast, and the Lakers were fresh, as it turned out, not affected by the 8-game delay. But the Celtics didn't do any better in this game, other than an early spurt. They hung in there earlier. Adrian Branch misses. Ike the rebound. 1:26 to go, and Seaston makes a nice play at the other end. Branch, foul from behind. Magic Johnson with 20 assists tonight. That's the 4th best in playoff history. Irvin Magic Johnson, who said that he and Larry Bird are more alike than different. Both from the Midwest. Even though Magic is out in LA, he still is kind of a quiet family type person, just like Larry Bird, and he shouldn't be fooled by the dazzle of LA when it comes to analyzing Magic.
Never. And Magic is a guy that I think is as fierce a competitor as what I consider Bird to be too. Magic had a mission in his eye this year, and when Riley expanded his responsibility, he willingly accepted that.
AC Green gets Henry in the air and banks it in. So AC Green with 10 points. 6 players in double figures for the Lakers, and Rambis has 8. Sam Vincent comes back in a high-scoring game. We thought at the end of the first, when it was 38-34, that it was a Laker kind of score. And it's turned out that way.
Well, Celtics may be faced with some big decisions, much like the Lakers were last summer after this series.
Foul. Branch will go to the line. Tommy, when Walton got hurt, the Celtics still did not go to a bench. They used him toward the end of the year, and of course Vincent has shown something and Day has shown something, but this is the wearing down effect, I think, of using 5 players playing 40 minutes for most of the regular season.
Plus the injuries. You know, they may not be totally tired like you might think they were, but or you would expect them to be, but I think when you play that many games, you increase the potential of getting injured, and that's what also happened to the Celtics. They got melted down, pure and simple, by playing 5 guys so long.
.139 to 121. Jerry Seaston. Inside it's Vincent. Vincent has proven he can play, that's for sure. Kite. And a block by Mike Spreck. Out to Matthews to AC Green. But Tommy, the Lakers don't care. They're not taking any prisoners, as they say. They don't care if the Celtics are injured, tired, or what have you. 5 men. They look like they would have swept through anybody, or at least run through most teams. And the Lakers now have tied a record for the most assists for a team in a championship series game with 44.
I took a look at Larry Bird's face. He knows how difficult a task it's going to be for the Boston Celtics to really do damage against the Lakers.
The Celtics will go down for the 6th straight time on the road in postseason. Pat Riley will probably put the Lakers through a 3-hour workout tomorrow.
I think what Pat Riley will do is key on winning that first game up in Boston. Don't let the Celtics off the hook. He will increase his intensity as a coach so that these Lakers don't let up whatsoever first game in Boston.
Well, the only prayer, and that may be all the Celtics have, will be to win that 3rd game. They got to bank on that. They don't win that. See you later. The Lakers impressive again as they crush the Boston Celtics for the 2nd straight game, 141 to 122. Right now, let's go to Pat O'Brien with Michael Cooper. Pat?
All right, thank you, Dick. The Celtics played a good first quarter. What did you guys do? Just elevate your game a level?
Well, that's what we tried to do. We knew they were going to come out, Pat, very aggressive, and they did it, but I'm glad the fellas rose to the occasion.
Are you guys thinking sweep?
Well, we're looking to go back there and just take it a game at a time. If that happens, fine. If not, we'll settle with 4-1, 4-2, 4-3.
Did you know you broke the record for 3-pointers?
No, I didn't, Pat.
Congratulations, you broke the record. What do you think?
Thank you.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, thank you, Coop. And so the Lakers go up 2-0, but it's a best-of-7 series, and they now move to Boston. We'll be back here in a moment.
Lakers win game 2 of this final series over the Celtics by 19. They captured game 1 by 13, and I'll tell you what, we are about to check all the mystique that the Boston Garden can offer, because the next 2 games, anyway, are scheduled for Boston, and the fans here in Los Angeles, well, with about 8 minutes to go, you could hear them chanting, sweep, sweep, sweep. And I think we would all agree that this is a magnificent Laker team that has been put together. And the Celtics, though, will try to back them to the wall in the Garden. Now let's take a look at the box score. Here's how the Lakers did this evening. You can see again that their starters stood out. Johnson with the 20 assists. Cooper with the 9 assists and broke the three-point record. On the losing side, as far as the Celtics were concerned tonight, Larry Bird leading the scoring way with 23 points and 10 rebounds. The Celtics out-rebounded the Lakers tonight, 43-33 overall, but it still was not good enough. We'll be back with a final thought from the Forum in Inglewood in a moment. And several records were established here tonight in Game 2 of this final. Michael Cooper, whom we heard from just a few moments ago, and Magic and Cooper, 8 assists in a period, and the Lakers overall with 44 assists, and they play in the mold of the old Celtics, if you will, with all those assists in a championship game. I want to tell you a funny story about Red Auerbach. I remember a year ago when it was Houston and Boston, and Red was saying to me that the 2-3-2 format is unfair. In other words, 3, 4, 5 are played back in the city that did not have the best record. I doubt that Red is complaining tonight that the Celtics would be able, if they can win one, to host number 5 back in the old ancient Boston Garden. And I think you can hear the fans who are still left in this arena tonight are saying it won't go that far. It's going to be a sweep. We'll continue from the Forum in Inglewood, California, where the Lakers are closing in.